In just 1 week, tens of thousands of runners will hit the streets for the Boston Marathon, and all eyes will be on two big runners as they look to make history. The first, Eliud Kipchoge. He's widely considered the greatest marathon runner of all time and holds the world record for distance. He's also the only person to ever cover 26.2 miles in less than 2 hours, but he's never run Boston. The other notable first-timer joins me now. Mantz ran his first marathon ever just last year in Chicago. He came in 7th place. Connor, that is pretty impressive. Thanks so much for joining me today. So we started out by talking about Kipchoge, but you are the fastest American runner in this year's field. So tell us how you're approaching the race next week.
Oh, I'm excited. First off, thanks for having me. I'm excited to go against Kipchoge as, he is, like you said, many consider him to be the greatest greatest marathon runner of all time. And, someone that a lot of athletes of all sports look up to. But for me, approaching the race, I'm just, trying to stay excited, trying not to get too wild or riled up with the excitement of the race the day of, because a lot of runners are prone to going out too fast on the Boston course, because the Boston Marathon is such a big race, and it's probably the biggest and most exciting one in the United States.
So you've said that Kipchoge is one of your idols, which I have to imagine makes this race extra special for you. You've touched on it a little bit just now, but what's it going to be like for you to go up against a great runner like him?
Oh, there's one thing my coach is just very big on, and it's just run your own race and win your own race. And, going up against him means a lot, but it's also, when you go into an event, especially a marathon, you can't be too worried about what other people are doing in the race. If Kipchoge goes and runs 2:02 for the marathon on the Boston course, which would break the course record, I don't need to be right there next to him the whole time. And maybe he goes out of that pace, and maybe it doesn't work for him. And so, just kind of going in and running my own race and trying to pace myself the best way I can is how I kind of have to take this marathon, because, you have runners as good as Eliud Kipchoge in it.
Right. I like that just as life advice in general, right? Run your own race, no matter what it is you're doing. So even with Kipchoge's resume, it's still anybody's race, right? So what will it take for you or another runner to beat Kipchoge this time?
Well, for anyone to beat Kipchoge, it's going to be, you got to go out and pace yourself really well on this course. Boston's a very hilly course. You, throughout the course, gain about 900 feet of elevation, but you also lose about 1,400 feet, if I'm not mistaken. So it's a lot of rolling hills. And, early on, there's a lot of downhill, so it's easy to get caught up going too fast. So for anyone who's wanting to, win or place their best or run their own race, they're going to really need to pace out those first 18 miles really well.
For elite runners like you, Boston is a special race. So just outline for us some of the things that make it different.
I think one of the things that makes Boston so different is it's a race that everybody who runs has to qualify. It's not just one anybody can sign up for. And so because of that, everybody who is there has had to work really hard to get there, and they've had to actually run a marathon beforehand. But not only that, but you have the whole, you have almost the whole country of runners, who celebrate the Boston Marathon. And, especially since I believe it was, 2013, 10 years ago, I think that was the year of the bombing. And I think it really united the people together. And so, it's also been over 100 years this race has been going on. I remember when Kipchoge won it, it was a huge thing for the running community throughout the United States, because an American was victorious, and it was a year after the bombing. So it was really a special time for Americans and runners to come together.
And lastly, just with the seconds I have left, any tips for the regular runner participating in this year's race?
make sure you paced out really well, but also whatever the weather has in store, try to adjust your expectations and goals. Don't go out for your PR pace if your personal best pace if it's 80 degrees that day.
Right. Good advice. Run your own race. Connor Mantz, we wish you the best of luck. Thanks for being with us.
All right. Thank you, Alexis. Have a good one.
Hi, everyone. George Stephanopoulos here. Thanks for checking out the ABC News YouTube channel. If you'd like to get more videos, show highlights, and watch live event coverage, click on the right over here to subscribe to our channel. And don't forget to download the ABC News app for breaking news alerts. Thanks for watching.